we're going to start with, I like the game, I do enjoy playing it, the concept is there, the foundation is there, but both People Can Fly and Square Enix have made a lot of mistakes with this game. Square Enix seem to be going downhill with their latest releases. They did Just Cause 4 a little while back, and that was nowhere near as good as number 3. They then released, I don't know if there was any in between or whatever, but they then released or published Marvel's Avengers, which has also just lost, I think it was a director, I'm not entirely sure. But one of the people that was pretty important to the game has just gone and left Crystal Dynamics, and they've gone back to Naughty Dog. They've gone back to working with Naughty Dog. But Square Enix, they had a lot of issues with Avengers, and now they have released Outriders, and they really scrimped and scraped with their servers. It was the cheapest approach they took. They got P2P servers for the game, which has caused nothing but problems. Their history isn't amazing, but their more recent releases seem to be getting even worse. So who knows what they're going to do in the upcoming years with games and publishing them. Is it going to go downhill? Is it going to get better from here? We don't know. But looking at Square Enix and the recent stuff they've done, and some of their history, is not amazing. In Outriders, there are a huge amount of bugs. I've seen clips of people having black boxes on their screen as though they have loot there or something. It's like a loot sort of picture, if you will. So when you hover over your armor, you can see what the armor looks like, you can see its level, you can see its armor value. The same with weapons, but instead of armor, it's firepower. People are having that box pop up on their screens, but it's black, there are several of them, and it covers up a lot of their, kind of like their HUDs. It basically takes up loads of space, they can't see a lot. I've also seen people falling through the ground. I've seen textures not loading in, half the mods in the game don't work. I recently keep having this thing where I keep dying when I still have health. The list goes on. I'm not going to go into like loads and loads of depth with all the bugs because we'd be here for a little while. But there are a lot of bugs in the game. Another thing is they marketed this game as not a live service game, but they've treated it as live service. They've posted several updates. They did nerfs pretty much straight out of the gates. Within a week, they had nerfed the special bullets. And apparently there are some stealth nerfs that have happened as well. Someone said that one of their mods went from a 30% down to 15. I can't remember exactly which one it was. But not only that, there's like typos and stuff, or like mod descriptions that aren't accurate to how the mod actually works. The one I'm talking about is Dark Sacrifice, which comes off the Fatal Symbiont. It's supposed to drain 50% of your health and increase your damage by 75%. But what it actually does is your health stays as it is. If you lose 50% of your health, then you get that extra weapon damage kick in. You can just run killing spree to get 3 kills and have exactly the same bonus without sacrificing your health. But as well as live service, and them saying that the game's not live service when it's really buggy, there's updates all the time, that sort of stuff, and it's an always online game as well. But besides that, they said that through all of their testing, they found a sweet spot for 3 players. Even though there are 4 character classes, they said 3 players was the sweet spot. And ever since the launch of the demo, up until even now, it's really, really laggy when you play in a group. And that's probably because of the P2P servers. Because those types of servers are just heavily outdated. But they said they did that to be more cost efficient. So they basically took the cheapskate route and now it's bit them in the arse. And in my personal opinion, I don't think this game... I mean, it depends what they do. They're like a top seller at the moment on consoles, like regardless of it being on Game Pass. They are up there, they're sat in 3rd position. But I saw a lot of comments when I first mentioned that of people saying, yeah, that's because there's nothing else new out at the moment. And I totally agree with that. They are competing with games that have already been released. So things like Call of Duty, Monster Hunter Rise, those sorts of games is the competition. But there's nothing new on the market that really competes with Outriders. It's one of the biggest new releases. So that's possibly part of the reason why they've sold so many copies. But if they don't do something and do it fast, because their social media has been silent for 3 days. At the time of me recording, they haven't said a word in 3 days, over the entire weekend. And the weekend before, they were lively, they were talking, they were communicating. But now we haven't heard anything. And they said at the beginning of the week, like early in the week, they will let us know about the restoration for the inventory wipes. And we've heard nothing since. They also had a moderator, I don't know if it was an accident or something, I think Square Enix actually cleared this up. But they had a moderator remove criticism off the subreddit for Outriders. And then all of a sudden, it got a bit of traction that it was removed and people started going mad. And the whole reason it was removed in the first place was because of the traction the criticism actually got. But they have since reinstated that and said it was a mistake. But because of everything that's going on, the fact that they nerfed, there has been inventory wipes for a lot of players, there are a lot of bugs in the game, a lack of fixes, all that sort of stuff. I don't think this game's going to last too long. It's still going through its honeymoon period. People are going to say, oh, give the game time. But they've had 5 years, 3 delays and a month of an online demo to work this stuff out. So they don't deserve any extra time. And I've been watching a few of Jim Sterling's videos, and Jim Sterling absolutely hits the nail on the head. If we have to sit around and wait for them to fix the game, surely they can sit around and wait for us to spend our money on the game. It should be exactly how Jim says it. If we have to sit around waiting for them, they can sit around waiting for us. We shouldn't be wasting our money on this product because it's not fully polished, and absolutely nowhere near polished and a full product. Yet that is how they've marketed the game, that's how they've shipped the game. And in terms of the player base, they've gone from 125k players down to roughly 60. I think that's going to continue dropping. There will always be a player base. There are for a lot of games that, even some that completely flop, there will still be those dedicated players. Like there's probably still, I don't know, in total, not concurrent, just in total, there's probably still 1,000 people that play Anthem or something, even though the game's been completely abandoned, like EA fully cancelled the overhaul. So there will always be a player base for this game, more than likely, but in terms of having a big player base, I'd give it another month or two, and we're going to have to see what the developers decide to do. If they come out with fixes, fix a lot of the issues and stuff, then good. The game will continue to run with a good solid player base, people will be happy to play it, but if they don't put out fixes and stuff, then when they do the restoration, if they do it and if it's successful, then you will see a temporary spike in players. Like when Avengers release a DLC, you always see a little spike. But as I said, they've already halved their player base, and the game's been out for 3 weeks. So we are pretty much done with the video, but on my opinion of if I want this game to fail or not, of course I don't. I enjoy the game for what it is. Obviously I'm going to bring up the bugs and the issues and everything within the game, but I do enjoy playing it, or I wouldn't sit there playing it. I would simply go and find something else to play. But because I do enjoy playing it, I'll keep the community up to date, do all my videos and stuff, and I'll let people know exactly how I'm feeling, whether people like hearing the truth or not, whether it's truth, opinion, thoughts, whatever. I will always say exactly what's on my mind. But when it comes to the truth and the fact that the game is broken, then whether people like it or not, they will hear that from me. I do not want this game to fail. I would love for it to have a huge player base. But with it being such a bare bones end game, the fact that the developer said they don't want people spending thousands of hours on the game, they designed it to be played for maybe 200 or 300 hours. For them to go and say that and then have the idea for DLC as well, the whole situation's really confusing. But I really, for the sake of people that have spent $60 or £60 or whatever on this game, I really, really want them to fix the issues, all of the bugs and stuff in the game. Well, not all of them, but obviously do some bug fixing. I want them to balance things properly, not just take the easy route and nerf. And I would love to see players have their stuff restored rapidly because it's been going on for too long. But not only that, another big issue that I want to see sorted ASAP is people on PlayStation not being able to sign into the bloody game at all. One of my friends, a member of the channel, Prep, actually set a community sort of record. And he went out and did a load of stuff, did all the shopping and everything like that, come home. 2 hours later, literally tried loading the game up, sat on the sign-in screen, went out, did all his shopping and everything, come back 2 hours later, the game was still trying to sign him in. I think it actually said signed in at the bottom, but it just never loaded into the main menu, into the lobby. So yeah, those are some of the things I would like to see fixed, urgently in my opinion. The restoration, I really hope it comes out and it's successful. The sign-in issues, all the other bugs and stuff that people are facing. We are, however, going to have to wait and see what people can do. Obviously, it's still beginning of the week, not even early, in the week. So hopefully we hear something within the next 2 days or so, and hopefully it's good news for the community and the people that absolutely love playing this game. And just to clear it up, I'm not saying everyone has problems with the game, but there are a lot of people that do encounter one issue at least. But yeah, I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.